What's up guys, it's Kyokai1994 and today will be the start of a new series I've been waiting to make on this channel for a long time. June of 2015, V-Jump started publishing the Dragon Ball Super manga chapters by Toriyama, and Viz translated it to English and released it for people to read online for free. Unlike most of the community, I withheld the urge and sat patiently waiting for the physical print publication of the manga before I was going to read it. After my long wait, the day has finally come, and now Dragon Ball Super is out in the States in paperback. I ran out and grabbed a copy from my local manga shop and read it. Now, through this series, I want to summarize the manga volumes that are being released by Viz and review the material, telling you my thoughts on it and comparing situations to its counterpart, the Dragon Ball Super anime. So, let's get this started. I want to start this video off by mentioning how happy I am with the release of the Dragon Ball Super manga and my purchase of it. The volume here in the US right now will run you about $9.99. The book fits real well in your hand and the quality of paper is solid. The spine doesn't feel like it's going to break just because you read it a few times. One downside I have with the book is the absence of the color chapters, but I do expect to see them introduced in later releases of the Super manga, like we saw them do with the Dragon Ball and respectively the Dragon Ball Z manga with the release of the Viz Bigs and the full color releases. The book opens up with a foreword by Toriyama speaking on how he feels he has improved over the course of doing work for Toriyama, and he thanks everyone for reading the series as it progresses. Volume 1 of the series consists of 9 chapters correlating with the first 33 episodes of the Dragon Ball Super anime. Not everything that is shown in the anime is in the manga collection. If you don't know what I mean already, then you will definitely see later on in the video what I'm talking about. We start the book with the first chapter, God of Destruction's Premonition. Some time has passed since Goku destroyed Buu with a Genki Dama, and now Goku is a bored farmer, longing for the days of fighting the strongest beings in the universe. Goku ends a day of eating boxed lunches, image training, and saving his son with a reflection. Goku wishes he could go to the Lord of Worlds planet and train, but Chi-Chi makes him work to get money for the family. Goku then enlightens us on a question that I have before pondered with the series. Chi-Chi's father, the Ox King, is very wealthy. Why does the Sun family have to work? But Goten then says the Ox King is broke, and all of a sudden, who would show up but the two-time world savior, Mr. Satan himself. He was here to give Goku 100 million zenny, or, in Goku's terms, 1,100,000 zenny. Hercule was given a prize for saving the world, but felt Goku and Vegeta deserved it. What a great guy Mr. Satan is, right? All hail Satan-sama. We then meet the fierce Lord Beerus being given a feast of the best meals that one world can offer. In a panel, we see them poisoning the meal trying to kill the deity, but the meal does not kill him. He calls them out for a foolish try and destroys the world. The anime adaptation made him feel a little bit more harsh, blowing up only half of the world not because the meal was poisoned and they deserved it, but because the meal contained too much fat, and that's not good. A soup he was given called the Soup de Saiyan God reminds Beerus of a dream he had, and he is now off to Kaio-sama's world to find the Super Saiyan deity. After just the first chapter, I was joyed by the contrast of malicious characters and gag-like jokes, making a well-rounded reading experience in my view. We continue into chapter 2. Goku's defeat. After confirming with the Oracle Fish, Whis and Beerus are off to Kaio-sama's to meet Goku. Goku is training when he learns of Beerus and King Kai warns him of the God of Destruction. Goku is excited to both meet and fight with the god when guess who happens to pop up behind Kaio-sama? No other person than Beerus himself, confirming that a fight with Goku is exactly what he's here for. They spar, ending in an SS3 Goku being reverted back to his base form with a small chop to the neck. Beerus, being disappointed about Goku not being the god he was looking for, travels to Earth in search of the other Saiyans. We are then introduced to two people who look very shockingly similar in appearance to both Beerus and Whis. But who can they be? I hope we find out soon. We then see the carnage that is Bulma's birthday in Chapter 3, The Rage of Beerus. After the Catman and his attendant leave, Goku rises and tells King Kai of Bulma's party and how this could be bad. And through the power of the editor's note, we skip the festivities in their entirety and get right to the fight. Since Beerus wasn't given any pudding, his rampage was taken out on the party guests, spanking Gotenks and striking fear in Vegeta, paralyzing him. Vegeta remembered the way he felt the last time he had seen the deity, when he was a child. Vegeta tells them all that it's no use, but the badass queen of all Saiyans was not letting this Catman ruin her party. She goes up and slaps the god in the face. Beerus proceeds to backhand her, and we see the prince man up, show him what a king of all Saiyans would really do, giving Beerus some just desserts for his actions against Bulma. We cut to the Lord of Lords planets as they stumble upon Beerus' brother Champa, the fat Beerus that we saw a little bit ago having a conversation. He teleports to the Kai's land and wants to know if they heard his conversation with his attendant that he noticed they were snooping on through their crystal ball. With some whistling and some very, very bad lies, the god leaves and the Supreme Kais conclude that he's searching for the Dragon Balls. Kibito Kai goes to Namek to grab them before Champa can. We then cut back to Beerus and he is ready to eliminate the Earth as Goku instant transmits in, telling him to wait, thinking he has an idea on how he can find the Super Saiyan God. What profound idea can Goku have, and how is he going to stop the rage of this god? Let's find out in Chapter 4, Battle of the Gods. Goku's plan is to summon Shenron to find out about the Super Saiyan God. They are told by the dragon that they need 5 pure-hearted Saiyans to transfer their power to 1 to become the Super Saiyan God. Only 5 exist on Earth, and I won't ruin how, but a 6th is found and Goku transcends to a level only a god can know. Now they can have the battle that Beerus dreamed of. They fight and the battle is so severe that when their fists counter one another, the resonating shock is so bad it can be felt throughout the universe. The Kai say that if it doesn't stop, the whole world of power Goku just opened up may be the reason why their universe is destroyed. Kibito Kai returns with the balls from Namek, and Beerus launches a huge ki ball to destroy Earth and the newfound Saiyan God. But with the voice of the Super Saiyan God in Goku's head telling him he was stronger, he fires a Kamehameha to stop the blast. Because of his efforts, Beerus decides to spare the planet and leave. As he's leaving, he makes sure to tell Goku that there are stronger beings out there in the universe and he needs to train up. With the world no longer in immediate danger, the Namek balls have been used to split the Kais back into 2 beings. Champa runs across a Frieza-esque era looking ship and destroys it in one small blast, causing a great panic on planet Frieza 17. The remaining Frieza force decides that they now need to resurrect their Emperor. So now, we get to go over the whole resurrection arc again. Let's get this done in the next chapter. Man, it's even worse at coming back than Piccolo. We then continue into Chapter 5, Beerus and Champa. Vegeta and Goku are now training on Beerus' planet. In a sparring match with Goku, Vegeta is the first to break Whis' no transforming rule. We then get to see both of their new transformations, and Goku and Vegeta transform to the tongue-biting, tough name, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. I guess that's payback for Goten being the cheater in their son's fight during the 25th World Tournament, but whatever. Whis yells at them and tells them that they're too cocky ever since they beat Golden Frieza, and that's it. The narrator then tells us of the resurrection over a whopping 1 panel long of text boxes that skips the entire Golden Frieza arc. Thank Kami. He also suggests calling the new transformation Super Saiyan Blue. During their fight, the fat Beerus and the girl Whis come in and are introduced as Whis' sister Vados and Lord Champa, Beerus' twin brother. Champa then summons for Beerus for a food fight, with the contestants being his Don Don bird eggs versus Beerus' cup ramen. We are then introduced to the 12 universes, their pairings, and are told that 2 universes together equaling 13 mirror each other in likeness. Vados and Champa are from Universe 6, the mirror of the Universe 7 that our characters live in. Champa is the god of destruction for that respective universe. Champa insists on a hand-to-hand fight for the Universe 7's Earth, and the alcoholic pun-named gods conclude on having a tournament with the prize of 1 wish on the Super Dragon Balls. Now that the fight is settled, let's see what happens in Chapter 6, Tournament Preparation. We open this chapter with the story of why 2 brothers have to fight with food instead of their fists. Because of the power of the 2 with a silly little cat fight, they can destroy everything in their universes respectively, so they resort to who has the better food in their universe. Champa informs them that the Super Dragon Balls will be the way that they will switch the Earths. Beerus accepts the challenge and informs Goku that Beerus himself will be choosing the last member of the team. That teammate will be the one who is Beerus' strongest opponent besides Goku. To find the last Super Dragon Ball, they go to the Master of Mechanics, Bulma, and she builds the Super Dragon Ball radar. She calls her sister to tell Jocko to come to Earth to help hunt for the balls, in his very, very fast ship. He comes to say he can't help, but the all-knowing Zuno may know where to start the search. So Jocko and Bulma go on their adventure to meet the all-knowing Zuno. To close the chapter, we get to see the Egyptian-styled ring made by Vados with restrooms and concessions for all. The stage is done, the teams are set, and now we wait for the tournament to start. Maybe we can find out some more personal information about Bulma in the next chapter coming up. We then continue on with Chapter 7, Warriors from Universe 6. Vegeta, Goku, Piccolo, Buu, and the strongest of Beerus' opponents make up the team of Universe 7. We see Jocko and Bulma tracking for Zuno. When they meet Zuno, they present a kiss on the cheek as an offering for the all-knowing man's answers. Jocko's kiss gains him 1 answer, and he asks the most important question in the whole entire Dragon Ball series. What is Bulma's bra size? Her bust was 87.2 centimeters, but now, over time, they're 83.4 centimeters. With Bulma's kiss, she gets 3 answers and wastes 2 of them in irony, but she does get 1 answer. They are told of the history of the Super Dragon Balls and then forced to leave after their answers are given. Goku and Vegeta train in the improved room of spirit and time for 3 days, the equivalent of 3 years in regular Earth time, to prepare for this tournament. It is then the day of the fight, and all of the Universe 7 contestants and fans fly to the unnamed star. They meet Manaka, and Whis tells him his small background. After 2 hours and 45 minutes of flying through space and a bad road trip game, they make it to the nameless star. They have all now gazed upon the Super Dragon Balls and are amazed. As they get out of the cube, they meet the Kaioshins of Universe 6, and they start the tournament. First round, paper exam time. I hope everybody passes the test. Let's see what happens in Chapter 8. The battle begins. We start off with the fighters taking a test. They then see a familiar face who resembles our particularly recently re-killed villainous emperor with a time problem and a Saiyan as they are seated for the test. The test commences, and after 10 minutes the time is up and the tests are graded. Buu is disqualified for his score. It was a 0, and it was so bad he didn't even spell his name right. Goku barely edged by with a 50, but he wasn't the only one to just edge by. Thanks Vegeta for the great idea of holding a paper exam. Now it is time for the fight to start. The Great Universe Anthem must first be sung, and now that it's done, we prep for the first match, Butamo vs. Goku. Because he ate too much, Goku must first warm up and burn off some fat, dodging Butamo's attacks before he can truly fight his opponent. After warming up, he is ready for some punches, but realizes Butamo springs back from every single one of them. The chapter concludes, and we are left to see what happens next in Chapter 9, Goku vs. Butamo. We pick up from where we last left off, Butamo going in for a punch. Goku dodges it and continues wailing on the Pooh Bear lookalike with no sign of damage. Goku then figures that the best way to win the match is to ring Butamo out. After he does it, it's time for the next fight. The Frieza lookalike character is the next contestant for Goku. His name is Frost, and he approaches Goku, greeting him with a smile and a handshake. The match starts, but Goku notices something. Frost is trying to gauge Goku's power. Goku then eggs him on to transform into his final form already and briefly tells Frost about the Universe 7's mirrored being that resembles him. He transforms into the Ridley Scott copyright strike form and the fight continues. Goku turns Super Saiyan and encourages Frost that if he wants to have a chance at continuing this fight, he goes into his final form. So Frost obliges, and this chapter is to be concluded. I really enjoy Torotaro's style and interpretation of the series, with his writing and art for the manga being done off notes being given to him by Toriyama. He has a great copy of Toriyama's style and has something that makes it feel unique and make the series his. For the first volume in this series, I did not see any story differing changes that the manga made to the anime telling of the story, other than not telling the Resurrection F arc. Because of me staying up to date in the news of Dragon Ball Super, I do know that this will not always hold true, and in other videos further into the series, the what changed section of the video will grow and have to be more in-depth into the changes. There are a few small changes that I want to speak about in this volume. A small thing about the manga that I was sad about is that they skipped Bulma's birthday party, so we never got to see Vegeta's terrible song and dancemanship or his cooking talents that I ever so much enjoyed. But we do get to see him both practice the bingo dance and show his sadness for not being able to show it off in 2 single shots in between chapters, and I guess that's good enough. I do also wish we would have had a little bit more formal introduction to Pan, and I would have loved to see a little bit more slice of life with taking care of her, other than 1 or 2 panels in the Universe 6 tournament chapters, but I do guess so we get to see it in the anime series, so whatever. I did enjoy that since Torotaru did a 3-run Resurrection F arc manga that was released in 2015 before the Dragon Ball Super series released, they decided not to have him retell that arc again and decided to skip it entirely instead. With this release, you do have to realize the dubbing is done by Viz, so the translation holds true to the English standards that have been set before, such as Mr. Satan's name being changed to Hercule. Examples like the joke in the first chapter when Mr. Satan pops up out of nowhere and Goku says, "Speak of the devil, it's Hercule." Well, this joke can make less sense and not work if you don't know that Hercule's true name is Mr. Satan. The translation does ruin a joke or two, but overall seems like it captures the story well. It is a great read and I do highly recommend that you read it. I love reading the manga and looking at the beautiful art in every panel. It does not disappoint like certain anime versions of things. I love both the direction and the pacing the manga is going with to tell its version of the story, and I enjoy that it has changes from the anime, so it doesn't just feel like something we've already seen before. It is now time to sit back and wait for the next release, and waiting is what we're gonna do. Before I end this video, I do also want to mention that the book is followed with an interview from Toritaro and Toriyama themselves. It is very heartwarming to hear Toriyama's feelings towards Toritaro and his continuation of the franchise. The interview has been out for a while, but you can read it on Kanzenshu's website, and I will leave a link in the description so that you guys can check it out. But it was a nice touch, I feel, to add the interview to the end of the first volume, like a passing of the torch in a way. I want to thank you all for watching and hope you enjoyed my long-awaited review on the Dragon Ball Super manga. I want you guys to like the video if you enjoyed my thoughts on the first volume, and want you guys to comment what you think about the chapters. Don't forget to subscribe for more great content in the future, and I'll see you all around next time.